The 2027 Social Security COLA just jumped from 2.8% to 3.9% in a single month. That is potentially $81 more per month for millions of retirees. That sounds like great news. President Trump promised seniors, I quote, no tax on Social Security. He said it at the State of the Union in February. He said it after signing his One Big Beautiful Bill. He has said it over and over again. But here is what the Social Security Administration itself quietly confirmed. That promise was not fully delivered. And tens of millions of seniors are now confused, misled, and at risk of filing their taxes wrong. Today we are going to break down both stories completely. No spin, no politics, just the real numbers and what they actually mean for your money. This is the video nobody wants you to see. Let's start with the biggest financial news for seniors this week. As of May 2026, the Senior Citizens League, and one of America's largest and most respected nonpartisan senior advocacy organizations, has officially raised their 2027 Social Security COLA forecast to 3.9%. Here's why this is shocking. Just 1 month ago in April, that same forecast was sitting at 2.8%. That is the identical number seniors got this year in 2026. In just 30 days, the projection jumped by 1.1 full percentage points. That is an enormous move in a very short time. What caused it? Inflation came back hard. April's Consumer Price Index data showed that inflation rose to 3.8% on an annual basis. That is up from 3.3% just in March. It beat every analyst's expectation. Energy prices alone surged 3.8% in the single month of April. And that energy spike accounted for more than 40% of the total inflation increase across the entire economy. Gasoline went up, electricity went up, heating fuel went up, and because energy costs affect the price of shipping and manufacturing, food prices are following right behind. The CPIW, which is the specific inflation measurement the Social Security Administration uses to calculate COLA, came in at 3.9% for the past 12 months. And independent Social Security analyst Mary Johnson has gone even further, projecting the 2027 COLA could hit 4.2% if energy prices keep rising. Now, what does 3.9% actually mean in your pocket? If you are the average retired worker, your current monthly benefit as of April 2026 is $2,081. A 3.9% COLA would add approximately $81 per month, bringing your check to around $2,162. For spousal benefits, currently averaging $986 per month, a 3.9% raise would push that over $1,000 for the very first time in history. $1,024 per month. A genuine milestone. And if you are lucky enough to have delayed retirement all the way to age 70, you are already receiving up to $5,181 per month, the highest payout in the program's entire 90-year history. The official announcement will come in October 2026. Between now and then, we will get July, August, and September inflation data, and if inflation stays elevated, the number could go even higher. But here is the part that matters most, and the part that is almost never covered honestly. A bigger COLA sounds like a win. But for most seniors, a bigger COLA comes with a bigger bill attached to it, and that bill comes directly out of your Social Security check before you ever see it. That bill is Medicare Part B. Every single year, Medicare Part B premiums are automatically deducted from your Social Security payment. Right off the top, you never see that money. It disappears before your deposit hits your bank account. In 2026, the standard Medicare Part B premium is $202.90 per month. For the first time ever, it crossed $200. And for 2027, the Medicare Trustees Report has already projected the premium will rise to $218.60 per month. That is an increase of nearly $16 more per month getting deducted. So let us do the math honestly. You receive $81 more from a 3.9% COLA. You lose $60 more to Medicare Part B premium increases. Net gain in your actual check? Approximately $65 per month. And that $65 still has to cover groceries that cost more, rent that costs more, utilities that cost more, prescription drugs that cost more. Here's the bigger picture. The Senior Citizens League has been tracking Social Security's real buying power for years. Their 2026 loss of buying power study found something devastating. Compared to 2016, Social Security benefits are now worth only about 86.3 cents for every dollar they were worth a decade ago. Benefits have lost 13.7% of their real purchasing power since 2016. To fully restore what seniors have lost since 2010, benefits would need to increase by 15.7%. That is $295 per month for the average beneficiary. We are getting 81. We need 295. That is the real gap. And why does this keep happening? Because the formula the government uses is fundamentally broken for seniors. The CPIW tracks the spending of working-age Americans, people who are still employed. But retired seniors spend their money differently. They spend more on health care, more on prescription drugs, more on housing, less on work-related expenses. The inflation that seniors actually experience every single day is not accurately captured in the number the government uses to calculate their raise. Advocacy groups have been pushing for years to switch to the CPIE, the Consumer Price Index for the Elderly, which actually measures what retired seniors buy. But that change has never been made. And this one involves a direct conflict between what the President of the United States has told 75 million seniors and what is actually written in the law. In his 2026 State of the Union address, President Trump told the nation, and I am quoting directly, "We gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors." The White House put out a press release headlined, "No tax on Social Security is a reality in the One Big Beautiful Bill." Social Security Commissioner Frank Bisignano sent out an email to beneficiaries stating that the bill ensures that nearly 90% of Social Security beneficiaries will no longer pay federal income taxes on their benefits. Here is the problem. None of that is fully accurate. The Social Security Administration itself was forced to issue a clarification in July 2025, just weeks after the bill passed, confirming that federal taxes on Social Security benefits were not eliminated. They are still in place. You still have to report Social Security income on your federal tax return. The law did not change that. What the One Big Beautiful Bill actually did was create a new temporary $6,000 standard tax deduction for individuals age 65 and older. That is it. A deduction, not an exemption. Not a repeal of Social Security taxes. Here is how it actually works. If you are 65 or older and your individual income is under $75,000 or $150,000 for a married couple, you may be able to claim this $6,000 additional deduction. For some seniors, this deduction is large enough to reduce their taxable income to zero, meaning they end up paying no taxes on their Social Security benefits indirectly. That is where the 88% figure comes from. But for seniors with individual income over $175,000 or couples over $250,000, the deduction phases out completely. You get nothing. And here is the part that should concern every senior. This deduction expires after 2028. It is temporary. Unless Congress extends it, which is not guaranteed, it disappears in 3 years. Nonpartisan analysts at the Tax Policy Center estimated that only about half of older adults will see any meaningful benefit from this new deduction. The seniors who benefit the most are those with incomes between $80,000 and $130,000, middle and upper middle class retirees. Those savings average around $100 per year. Lower income seniors, who were already paying little or no taxes, will see almost no change from this deduction because they were already exempt. A Democratic congresswoman sent formal letters to the Treasury and the SSA demanding written confirmation of what the law actually does, because administration officials were still publicly claiming taxes on Social Security had been eliminated even after the SSA's own correction. The bottom line, if you heard that Social Security is now tax-free and stopped reporting it, you could be making a very expensive mistake. Talk to a tax professional before you file. Now let's make sure everyone watching knows about the payment going out tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 20th, 2026. If you were born between the 11th and 20th of any month, your Social Security payment arrives tomorrow. This covers retired workers, SSDI recipients, and survivor benefit recipients who began collecting after May 1997. If you were born between the 1st and 10th, your May payment already arrived on May 13th. If you were born between the 21st and 31st, your payment is scheduled for May 27th. SSI recipients already received their checks on May 1st, following a separate federal payment schedule. Current average monthly amounts in 2026. Average retired worker, approximately $2,081 per month. Average SSDI disability payment, approximately $1,233 per month. Maximum benefit at full retirement age, $4,152 per month. Maximum benefit at age 70, $5,181 per month. If your payment does not arrive by Friday, May 22nd, call the Social Security Administration directly. Do not wait. There is one more story happening today that you need to know about. As of today, May 19th, 2026, multiple Social Security field offices across the country have suspended in-person service. According to the official SSA emergency page, offices in several states are operating by phone only today. If you were planning to visit your local SSA office today, call first. This follows the SSA shutting down all 5 of its national hearing centers on May 18th. These were facilities that handled disability appeals, cases where people whose retirement or disability claims were rejected and are fighting back. The agency says these cases will now be handled fully virtually through video conference. The SSA is operating at a 60-year staffing low. One employee is now responsible for 1,080 beneficiaries. The number of Americans receiving benefits is at an all-time high. The result is longer wait times, slower claims processing, and more delays on disability decisions. If you have a pending claim or appeal, stay on top of it. Do not assume it is moving forward without checking. 5 action steps. Every senior must take this week. Here is exactly what to do based on everything we covered today. Action step 1. Do not stop reporting Social Security income on your taxes. Despite what you may have heard from the White House or in headlines, federal taxes on Social Security benefits have not been eliminated. Talk to a tax professional before you file, especially if someone told you that your benefits are now tax-free. Action step 2. Find out if you qualify for the $6,000 senior deduction. If you are 65 or older and your income is under $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a couple, you may qualify for a significant tax reduction. This deduction runs through 2028. Use it while it lasts. Action step 3. Log into your My Social Security account at SSA.gov. Check your projected benefit amounts, your earnings history, and your payment schedule. Your personalized 2027 COLA notice will arrive in your inbox there in December. Create an account now if you do not have one. It takes 10 minutes and it is free. Action step 4. Watch the October 2026 COLA announcement closely. The official 2027 COLA number will be announced in October based on July, August, and September inflation data. If inflation stays at current levels or rises, you could be looking at 3.9% or even higher. If it cools down, the number may be lower. We will cover it the moment it drops. Action step 5. Know your Medicare Part B premium changes. Before you count on a bigger check in 2027, subtract the projected $218.60 Medicare Part B premium from your calculation. That comes out first. Budget based on the real number is not the headline number. Let's bring everything together. Today, May 19th, 2026, there are 2 stories every senior in America needs to understand. First, the 2027 Social Security COLA forecast just jumped to 3.9%, potentially adding $81 per month to the average retirement check. That is the biggest projected increase in years, driven by rising energy costs and inflation. But after Medicare premiums, the real increase in your pocket will be smaller. Second, President Trump declared that Social Security is now tax-free under the One Big Beautiful Bill. That is misleading. Federal taxes on Social Security benefits have not been eliminated. A new $6,000 senior deduction was created, which helps many seniors, but it expires in 2028. It phases out for higher earners, and it does not change the basic tax structure at all. These are the 2 biggest Social Security stories of the month, and almost no video on YouTube has combined them into one honest, complete breakdown. If this video gave you information you could not find anywhere else, hit the like button. Share it with someone who needs to know. Subscribe so you never miss when we drop the next major update. And drop a comment below. Did you know that Social Security benefits are still taxable? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Your retirement is worth fighting for.